This time I want to talk about the recent Ghostbusters trailer which has come out. I want to preface this with saying that I am no film critic, I am no film buff. I've watched Ghostbusters, obviously. I am a product of the 80s, much like the film itself. And I enjoyed the shit out of the first one, I enjoyed the shit out of the second one. Actually, I'm one of the few people who kind of really liked the second one, actually. Part of that, I guess, is Vigo the Carpathian. He is a badass motherfucker. But, so I've seen Ghostbusters, I know roughly what I'm talking about. I haven't seen it for ages, I'm hoping to fix that tonight. But I have peeked the trailer and I do have my own little opinions. But I will preface this with saying that my favourite film is Clerks, so not really going to get too much of an educated opinion out of me, unfortunately. Or you might, I don't know, maybe I'll have some sort of Clerks-based insight, maybe. The first thing I really want to say is that I didn't hate it. I can see where a lot of people are throwing it a fair bit of shade. Mostly because they don't make films like they used to in the 80s. You know, like, admittedly, Ghostbusters holds up. It still holds up. It's still a very good movie. It's still very much, you know, a gem, basically. You know, a diamond in the rough of crappy 80s films. So I'm cautiously optimistic about that. I'm also cautiously optimistic because it is not like a passing of the torch movie like The Force Awakens was. It is not a... It's not a sequel set far off in the fucking future. It is a complete remake. And they're still sort of pushing the whole sequel angle. Like, if you watch the opening parts of the trailer, it's, 30 years ago, a team of Ghostbusters, blah blah blah. A new team now answers the call. So they're kind of pushing the sequel angle while still trying to hold up the film on its own merits. The problem I have with the whole thing is that they're making a Ghostbusters remake. While that's not a problem for me, I want to see a sequel. I really hope that, and I really hope that this comes out and it's actually really, really good, and the trailer isn't, indicative of the quality of the film itself. But they're going to shoot themselves in the foot either way. Like, either way you slice it, they're doing a remake kind of sequel of Ghostbusters, which is, it's you're going to piss people off. I think. Either way, it could be the best film on the planet. There's still going to be someone who's out there going, wow, that really sucked. Where's Peter Venkman? Where's Ray Stantz? Etc. A lot of the problems I have is really with the trailer itself. It is horribly cut together. It is not very well paced. It kind of does the thing that modern trailers do now, where they use all their more punchy sort of jokes in the trailer to get you watching, and then that's where all the punchy jokes are. You've seen the whole movie now, they're in the trailer, you don't really need to watch the rest of it. I'm really hoping they avoid that, and I really hope they don't blow their load like so many movies do with their trailers as well. That's something that's really kind of gets on my nerves a bit these days. But the ghosts look okay. I mean, they're very CGI heavy, which is pretty much the standard these days. They don't look all that terrible. I don't see why people are giving it that much shit as far as how the ghosts look. I mean, they look like ghosts. As far as the tone of the film itself, they are pushing more for the comedy angle. Yes, Ghostbusters is a comedy. Don't get me wrong. I've seen Ghostbusters and know what I'm talking about. It's a comedy, but it still had some very serious, very well thought out moments, and this film doesn't seem to have that. It seems to be catering to sort of the slapstick, lowest common denominator sort of stuff, and they're pretty much just riding the whole nostalgia sort of angle. So I am hoping that, again, the trailer is not indicative of the final movie. As far as the casting goes, I'm going to preface this part with, I couldn't give a shit if there's a female cast. I'm sorry. Yes, I loved the original cast. Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Harold Ramis, and fuck, fuck, Ernie Hudson? Yeah, Ernie Hudson. Originally Eddie Murphy, if you know your trivia. Female cast, I don't care, honestly. And the people who are pushing it as oh, this is political correctness gone wrong, or some shit like that, go fuck yourselves, alright? You've had 2 Ghostbusters movies where it was a boys' club, alright? Let the women in, alright? It's, chicks want to be Ghostbusters too. That's all I'm going to say on that. But as far as the casting goes, like, as I said, I'd pick different people. Boogie2988 mentioned Tina Fey and Amy Poehler. I'd be down with that. I'd be definitely down with Tina Fey. I know Jennifer Lawrence was considered. I was reading up on it. Jennifer Lawrence was sort of considered, but she wouldn't take the role or something like that. I wish Jennifer Lawrence was in it, because I've recently watched The Hunger Games, and of course, just like the rest of the internet, I fell in love with Jennifer Lawrence. A few other people as well. I don't know. I don't know who my team of Ghostbusters would be. The other sort of concern I have is that all the original Ghostbusters are getting cameos. So you'll have Ernie Hudson, Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd. They'll have their little, they'll have their little cameos. I think Rick Moranis is coming back as well. I hope it's not fan service. I really hope it's not just heavy fan service. It doesn't look to be a passing of the torch movie, because they don't seem to be the Ghostbusters. They seem to have their little bit roles. And maybe that's the way it should be. I don't know. But I really hope it's... My main concern for the movie is that it's just going to be a complete remake. And any fan service is basically, hey, remember this? Remember this guy from the original movie? Like, they already have the Ecto one. They already have the library ghost. They already have all these wink, wink, nudge, nudge sort of moments, especially in the trailer. I'm really hoping that they don't fuck that sort of thing up, and I really hope it doesn't go, remember this? Because it's just going to be shit. It is going to be absolute fucking shit if they do that. And as far as the cameos from the originals go, like, I don't know. Like, I think, what's in it? The black chick mentions that she can get a car from her uncle. Kind of hoping the uncle is Ernie Hudson. I gotta say, that'd be awesome. Just as a little throwback. But, I don't want to see Dan Aykroyd as a hot dog vendor. I don't want to see... I want to say Peter Venkman. Bill Murray. I don't want to see Bill Murray as, this just homeless guy or something like that. I don't want to see Rick Moranis in the first role he's done in forever to just be a janitor or something like that. I don't want that sort of fan service where it's blink and you'll miss. I kind of want the original cast to be there in some sort of prominent role for however long they're in that role for. As I said, Ernie Hudson as the uncle with the Cadillac, awesome. Dan Aykroyd, maybe he's related to one of the new Ghostbusters or something. Who knows? It's going to be a remake, but they're pushing it as a sequel, so I'm a bit cautious about how they're going to do the callback sort of stuff. I did actually see a fan trailer, which I will put up somewhere, probably in the description and probably say here. A fan cut of the trailer which cuts out a lot of the gags, cuts out a lot of the bullshit, which normal trailers these days I want to do, and it just cuts it into more of a teaser. And oh my god, what a little pacing can do. What can I say? Like, it looks so much better, it's so much punchier, and it looks good. It actually almost looks like a decent movie. And hopefully I'm right. Hopefully it is a good movie. Hopefully, at worst, it's mediocre. And at best, it does really, really well. And at best, it's not complete garbage. But that remains to be seen. This is only the first part we've really seen of the new Ghostbusters. And as far as I'm concerned, it's a decent enough little introduction to the new Ghostbusters. What kind of shits me though is that, again, as far as casting goes, they seem to just fall back into those stereotypes. They have the smart one, they have the, streetwise black person, they have the wisecracking, slacker, whatever, and then they have sort of the straight man, the sort of awkward straight guy, girl in this case. I really wish they did something else with that. I really wish they didn't follow those 4 archetypes. Like, fair enough, they're women, great, whatever, but I really wish they did something else with it. Instead of falling into the same archetypes that the original Ghostbusters did. You had Egon Spangler as like the smart guy. Dan Aykroyd is more or less, the straight, the straight man. Peter Venkman, lazy pickup artist, and then, the sassy black guy was, of course, Winston Zedmore. This is why I didn't really want a remake as such. I wanted a direct sequel, a passing of the torch style movie, because if it's a remake, they are going to fall into those same archetypes. They are going to pretty much tell the same story as the other ones. From all accounts, the Ghostbusters video game did a lot more for the series than this remake is going to do. So I'm concerned with how it's going to turn out, and as I said, cautiously optimistic. I don't know. That's the main part that shits me. They're going to fall back into the same archetypes, and they're going to be women. And again, don't get me wrong, I don't give a shit about the casting. They give them gills and a trunk for all I care. I think it's time. You had 2 movies that were already a fucking sausage fest, minus Sigourney Weaver, of course. Let some girls play in the same sandpit, but for this to work, it has to be executed very, very well. It has to be executed amazingly. It will take a miracle for this to work. At best, I hope it's amazing. At worst, I hope it's mediocre. I hope I'm wrong. I'm hoping that, it blows everything that's been said about it out of the fucking water, and it holds up, and it does the original some justice, but at the same time, it's like, no, I don't know, this just doesn't, I guess that doesn't seem to have very much heart in it. The original Ghostbusters, as flawed as they were, it had some fucking heart, Even the second one still had that same sort of heart, and it might have been a flawed movie, but it still had the passion and the fucking heart there. This one, on the other hand, feels like a big studio is just riding the whole nostalgia wave, which I'm not sure is gonna work. Anyway, that's enough rambling from me. Look, I'm probably gonna go see it. Are you guys gonna go see it? Tell me what you guys think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know. There we go. There's some more. There's your audience interaction. Let me know what you think. And I'll just preface this now. If you're one of these people who are going to be all like, oh, it's political correctness, that's the only reason why there's a female cast, just stop watching now. Don't comment. Don't want your comments. I have no time for you. Go away. On that note, I'll see the rest of you in the next video. Catch us next time.